My name is Sammy Jones and this is my assignment 3 for anatomy, and these are the purpose games. First of all, we're going to label the heart. Superior vena cava, which is this top one here. As you can say, superior vena cava, this is a large vein which also carries deoxygenated blood, but from the upper half of the body to the right side of the heart. Left ventricle, which is this one here. As you say, the left ventricle is one of the 4 chambers which has a thicker wall, as well as next to the right ventricle, but is separated by the septum. Pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein are these two here. Oxygenated blood goes from the lungs and enters the heart through the pulmonary vein to be ready to pump back out into the body. Inferior vena cava, which is this bottom blue one here, I've just clicked. This is a large vein which carries deoxygenated blood from the lower part of your body onto the right side of the heart. So basically the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava do the same job, but superior gets it from the top of the body and the inferior gets it from the bottom. Aortic valve, which is this one here, is hidden basically. This is the main aortic valve on the left-handed side of the heart, which gets blood from the left ventricle and passes it through to the aorta. Left atrium, which is up here. Yep. Left atrium is one of the 4 chambers, but on the left-handed side with the left ventricle, but at the top of the heart, and is above the left ventricle, and it's separated by the bicuspid valve. Aorta is this big red artery. It's at the top. The main artery that carries blood from the heart to the rest of the body, oxygenated blood. Right atrium, which is up here, is another one of the 4 chambers of the heart, which is above the right ventricle and is separated by the tricuspid valve. Semilunar valve, which is this middle one here. That semilunar valve is easier to remember if you think of half moons. This is in the pulmonary artery and stops blood from going back to the pulmonary artery. Bicuspid valve. As I said, the bicuspid valve separates the left atrium and the left ventricle. It stops blood from going back up to the left atrium, when the heart contracts and we need blood to go out of the heart. Pulmonary artery, which is, if I'm right, is this one here. It carries deoxygenated blood, as you can see, the blue colour. This is the artery that carries the blood from the heart to the lungs to be oxygenated. Septum, which is this big middle bit that separates the left ventricle and the right ventricle. It is a big bit of tissue separating the right ventricle, right-handed side of the heart, and the left-handed side of the heart. Right ventricle is one of the 4 chambers of the heart with the left atrium, left ventricle, right atrium, right ventricle. And it is separated in the middle by the septum. Tricuspid valve is this one here. It's the opposite to the bicuspid. It stops blood going back through the right atrium when the heart contracts. The tricuspid valve consists of 3 layers of tissue. Thank you. Now we are going to go on to the respiratory system. And let's label this. First of all, we are going to go for the alveoli, which is at the bottom here. These are small little air sacs attached to the bronchioles. This is then where gas exchange happens with oxygen and carbon dioxide. Bronchus. Bronchus is on this side. The trachea divides into two bronchi air passes through these, and air passes through these, Larynx. Larynx is this middle one here. Air passes through the larynx, and also the larynx is your voice box, so it helps you to speak, as I am right now. Pharynx. Pharynx is up here. Air passes through the pharynx at the back of the throat. Bronchioles are the branches. The bronchus divides into the bronchioles, which air travels through these narrow tubes that carry